Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Steven, and today I'll be talking about an album that I really liked. It's been one of my favorites. It's one of my albums that got me into this artist big time, and it's the 40th anniversary of Rick Springfield's album, Tao. It was released March 27th, 1985, I believe. And this was the first Rick Springfield album I actually picked up. I had started taking a philosophy class, and I heard about Tao was coming out, and I said, okay, what is that about? How is he mixing that philosophy into pop music? How is that going to work? Very curious. Of course, I knew him from Jesse's Girl and I've Done Everything for You, and people knew him from the soap opera things. I didn't really watch it, but you knew about his soap opera status at the time. So he was one of those guys that was on TV and a rock star all at the same time. He seemed to have it all. But as he says during the creation of this record, he was kind of dealing with the thought of the loss of his father, who never saw his success, who never saw him get all these, platinum albums, and he's got the fame on TV. He wanted his father to be part of it and see it and witness it, and he never got that chance. That's plaguing him. He's seeing that he is successful in multiple formats, and he sees other people are struggling. So he's questioning things and kind of studied Chinese philosophy and trying to find his peace in the world and his place in the universe, kind of thing. So he's putting it all into here, into these 10 tracks. And he starts looking into British pop. So once you listen to this album, you hear a lot of similarities to, I'm going to say, Human League, Thompson Twins, Duran Duran, with the drum machines and the synthesizers. It's very different from a Rick Springfield. It's not guitar power pop. This is synth power pop. There is guitars on here. You hear them, but he is including all these different elements, and he's finally expanding his palette, which he would continue to do from this album forward. What I like about it does dig deep into things about, the dangers of technology dancing this world away. There's embracing your youth, that time is fleeting. You only have one time in this world, and you're going to be old and just look back and wonder, what did I do, right? So celebrate youth. State of the Heart is about how your heart can be reopened and filled, the joy of love, the miracle of that. I think the strongest song for me is the song that always brings me to tears. It is one of the few songs that can do that repeatedly, no matter how many times I hear it. My Father's Chair, which is obviously about his dad's passing, and it was close to my dad's passing, so I really identified with this track. And every time I do hear it, there is a tear in my eye because I think about my dad. And I'm thinking about how he must have felt having all this success, and he can't say, hey, Dad, look what I did. What do you think? And I didn't have that. I didn't have my father during a lot of periods of my life who I would have liked to have said, hey, here's my kid that I have. I have this great kid. I wish you would meet her. So I identified with that. This track always brings a tear to my eye. So every time I play this album, I try not to play the song sometimes because I don't want to break down. But it is a powerful track. And that's the beauty of music. And I think I've said it in a few of my other reviews with Rick Springfield that I've written on the Aroundtable site. Rick Springfield, from this moment onward, had a knack of creating big, bold ideas and plopping them into 3.5 minute accessible power pop songs. And that's been his strong suit ever since. And he's never let go, and he's never disappointed me. I love all his albums ever since. Huge fan. This is the album that started it all for me. Do yourself a favor, give it a listen. Yes, it does sound dated with the drum machines, but it's not as bad as some of the others 80 albums because it adds a different layer to his music as opposed to cramping it or making it sound strictly 80s. It gives layers to the tracks. So I urge you to search it out, give it a listen to. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on how he's incorporated a lot of introspection into these tracks, but yet it's catchy as all heck. Do yourself a favor, search it out. You won't be disappointed. I'll try to place a couple of songs down below. I may not put My Father's Chair because I may cry if I do that. So I'll put the other tracks. But this is Steven from the Roundtable with my initial thoughts and wishing Rick Springfield, thank you for delivering one of the best albums of my life. Hopefully we get more from you, and happy anniversary to Tao. See you soon, guys.